Thank you for everyone who's joining us on this Facebook Live stream. We are filming the march led today by the Fund for a Better Waterfront. Leading the way is Hoboken Mayor Robbie Bala, and as well as residents will be here, different coalition partners, and they are marching from Pier 8 Park along Frank Sinatra Drive to the Union Dry Dock site. So hope you can join us for the remainder of this live stream.
Save your waterfront.
I'm sorry, I don't have a name.
Again, we like that this is Mark Busich reporting for Hudson County View along the Hoboken waterfront. We are live streaming the march and rally at Union Dry Dock being led by Fund for a Better Waterfront to preserve and to send a message to Governor Phil Murphy to protect the property. He has not publicly made a statement about the Union Dry Dock issue now for about a year. So the rally, different organizations here today hope to send a strong message to Governor Phil Murphy.
Plans to go away.
She's waiting for you.
Just bear with us here as we try to turn the camera around. Oh, yes, there we are. Again, Mark Busich, Hudson County View, Facebook live stream producer. Thanks for everyone who's joining us. As you can see behind me, Hoboken Mayor Robbie Bala is leading the rally and the march here today along the Hoboken waterfront to preserve the Union Dry Dock site. As many of you know from our reporting, Hoboken and its residents and organizations such as Fund for a Better Waterfront, which is leading today's rally, organized today's rally, that is, they want to preserve public access of the Union Dry Dock site, but New York Waterway, which purchased the property for roughly $11 million more than a year ago, wants to maintain the site so that they can continue to refuel and service their ferries that transport commuters between New Jersey and New York. So again, we want to thank everyone who's joined us, and we're going to switch the camera back around so you can see all the residents and participants in today's rally and march. Thanks for watching. Mayor, how are you? We're live. We have millions of people are watching, Mayor.
Millions.
So, Mayor, what would you like to say to our audience here participating in today's march?
I just want to thank everyone who's here. You can feel the energy, and it's really because people care. Everyone came out here on a Saturday morning because we care about our community, we care about our environment, we care about our waterfront. We really want to send a strong message statewide to New York Waterway, to the governor's office, that our waterfront and our environment and our quality of life, protection of our children who play on those playgrounds, the kayakers, those interests are too important to sacrifice at the expense of corporate welfare. So we're here to send that message loud and clear, and that's what we intend to do.
Mayor, thanks again.
Thank you.
Take care.
Are you letting other people?
Councilwoman, how are you? We're joined here by Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher.
And Assemblywoman Annette
And
Chaparro.
Assemblywoman, hi, how are you?
How are you?
We're Facebook live streaming right now,
Awesome.
so our audience members are currently watching. What's the important message for today?
As you can see, it's a beautiful day, especially for a park, right? So this is the message that we're sending. Look at this view, it's amazing. It's a piece that's missing, and we need to make sure we get that piece for everyone in the state of New Jersey to enjoy, not just Hoboken residents.
And I would say the other message is, for 3 decades, we've had hundreds of people come out to fight for a public waterfront. And as you can see by the crowd behind us, it's still a very important issue for us. We have hundreds of people here today. And, we're sending a message to Governor Murphy that please do whatever you can that balances the needs of the state of New Jersey and commuting, but the needs of Hoboken as well. So we really appreciate whatever he can do to make sure that we preserve our waterfront.
Assemblywoman and Councilwoman, thanks again.
Thanks, Mark.
Enjoy the march.
Thank you.
We are with the Executive Director of the Fund for a Better Waterfront, Ron Hine. Ron, welcome. Mark from Hudson County View. We're Facebook live streaming today's event. What would you like to say to our audience, Ron?
Well, this is. I'd just like to thank all the groups that have shown up: the Hoboken Cove Community Boathouse, the K. Alaho Outrigger Canoe Club, the Hudson River Fishermen's Association, the Climate Mobilization. We have all these groups that have joined together to fight for a park in Union Dry Dock. So this is really a great day, and of course we appreciate all the support of our elected officials who are helping lead the march today. And I think this is so important to send a message about how important it is for us to finish the waterfront park in Hoboken. It really will serve as a model for other communities. A truly public waterfront from one end of Hoboken to the other.
Ron, thanks for your time. Ron, obviously part of today's rally and march is to send a message to the governor. What immediate action could he take should he weigh in on this today or Monday?
Well, it'd be very simple. There's 2 studies that have been completed that show far more suitable sites for where this ferry maintenance facility can go. So all they have to do is pick one of those. The Union Dry Dock site is absolutely the wrong place to put it. It would just be, it would be a colossal mistake to put it there.
Ron, thanks again. Enjoy the march.
Thanks, Mark.
How are you? You mind talking to our audience about why you're participating in today's march?
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm Sean, right?
Sean?
Sean, yes.
Sean, how are you? Why are you participating today, Sean?
Well, I'm participating. I'm part of the Hoboken Community Boathouse. Basically, we do like kayaking and stuff on the water, and we don't want them to build an oil depot right next to the site where we do it. It doesn't really make sense to even put it there. People much more knowledgeable on the subject than myself have said that it should be somewhere else, and it's just not something that we want.
Sean, thanks again. Sean, your last name?
Right.
How do you spell that?
WRIGHT.
And you're a Hoboken resident?
Yes.
Sean, thanks again. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Mark,
How are you?
Mark from Hudson County View. We're Facebook live streaming.
Hi.
Hi, your name?
Hi, I'm Naomi.
Naomi, why did you join today's march and
So
rally?
I joined today's march. Actually, I don't live in Hoboken.
Okay.
I'm from Newark, but
Wow.
I come out here regularly to enjoy this waterfront.
Wow.
Because Hoboken is unique in that it's committed to an actual public waterfront. It's not gated off. super publicly public transportation, hop on the train, come enjoy this waterfront, bring some of my friends. I'm an educator in Newark, and this is the most easily accessible to the waterfront for our Newark people. And so we wanted to let the governor know that this is not just for Hoboken, but this is something for all this entire region that needs to be preserved. Also, I'm part of the Hoboken Cove Boathouse, which is an incredibly unique organization that, for completely free, lets people have access to the river, kayaking, public kayaking, and then also we teach people for free, if you volunteer and help with the public, to kayak out on the river and do trips and expeditions. It's a completely unique access to the river that nobody else does. And if this governor allows the Union Dry Dock to become a refueling station, it's going to completely ruin this very unique access for New Jersey residents.
New Jersey, Naomi, rather, you're hauling a kayak right now. Is this yours?
No, this is actually one of the kayaks that belongs to the Hoboken Cove Boathouse.
Right.
I don't own a kayak. They're expensive. I'm an educator. Nobody becomes an educator to make money. But the Hoboken Cove owns a fleet of kayaks, and we allow people to use them. Absolutely, we don't charge anybody to use it and be a part of this, and it really gives people who otherwise wouldn't have any access to this waterfront that really should belong to all of us access.
Naomi, maybe you could just tell our audience a little bit about those who might not kayak or take advantage of the waterfront. What do you enjoy about kayaking right in the midst of the harbor here of New York City? What do you enjoy about it?
Well, I actually started last spring. This is my first complete season doing it. It's been and I never was an athletic person, but I found this as something athletic that worked for me. I love that it's a great feeling of being connected to nature and also to the city. It's very much a combination of, you see the city and all the amazingness of New York and the New Jersey side, and then also just the naturalness of the river and all the wildlife that's there. By the way, our cove is the only natural sand beach south of the George Washington Bridge.
Right.
And it's a very unique ecological niche.
That's it.
Yeah.
Naomi, we appreciate you talking to our audience during this Facebook live stream. Okay? Thanks again. Enjoy the march. Joined here by Council President Jen Giattino. Welcome. You're participating in the march today. What's the message you'd like to convey to our audience?
The governor needs to get behind us.
And what immediate action can he take, Council President?
I'd love to see him join us in a march and publicly come out against New York Waterway being at the Union Dry Dock location.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Councilman at Large, sorry about that. Councilman at Large, James Doyle, how are you? Facebook live streaming here. You're participating today. What would you like to say to our audience?
I think the option down at the train station ferry terminal makes so much more sense. It's illogical to proceed with this one.
To relocate the ferry terminal there.
Why not have it all in one place?
Thanks for your time, Councilman.
You're welcome.
All right, enjoy the march. You're here, one of many residents that are participating today. Why did you join the rally and march?
I'm a member of Bike Hoboken, and this piece of land is the missing link that links this park. Eventually they want to make this path go all the way to the George Washington Bridge, and this is stopping that progress.
You know, sometimes we hear from the owner of New York Waterway, Arthur Imperador, who goes back to when Hoboken still was an industrial town, and he said the reason why it's important to hold on to the Union Dry Dock, New York Waterway, that is to preserve Hoboken's industrial legacy. How do you react to that?
I think there needs to be progress. There's plenty of space at the Hoboken terminal, and a couple of studies have said that that's a good place for it to go. This is impeding the progress of green lands and parks.
Keith, thanks for your time. Enjoy the rally. Hey, glad that everyone, we've had up to as many as 10 viewers on this Facebook Live. I want to thank everyone who's been joining us. As you can see, we've been trying to get a cross-section of different people speaking on this issue. Obviously, many of them here who are joining this rally and march want to protect the Union Dry Dock from any industrial use. We had the opportunity to interview Hoboken Mayor Robbie Bala. We just spoke to Council President Jen Giantino and Councilman at Large Jim Doyle, and we also spoke to Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher and many of the residents we've been trying to talk with to get their reaction to why it's important for them that Union Dry Dock remain part of public access along the waterfront here. So we'll get right back to the rally. We're ending at Union Dry Dock where there'll be speakers. So we'll make sure we'll continue to Facebook Live as long as we can so that our audience can hear from the multiple speakers that are expected. Thanks again. How you doing? Good, thanks. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Mark Busich from Hudson County View.
Yes.
Your name?
Jerry Sova, SOVA.
Jerry, good to meet you. Jerry, you're hauling this kayak to the Union Dry Dock site?
Yes.
You plan on kayaking as soon as the rally's done?
No, I don't kayak in the winter because I don't like where it dries. It chokes one and it's too hot. Other people enjoy that, yeah.
Jerry, why is it important for you to be here today on this rally and march?
Because I love kayaking, love being on the water, and I'm a member of Hoboken Community Boathouse, and I like exposing other people to being out on the water too. And if the Union Dry Dock plan goes through, our free kayak program will be put. It won't be safe any longer.
It wouldn't be safe.
Right.
So you would have to cease operations?
Yeah, we'll find a new location, and I don't know how feasible that is.
You know, Jerry, for people who may not kayak or don't necessarily come down to the waterfront a lot, can you explain like what's unique about it, especially in the midst of a major metropolitan city? yeah, sure, no worries. I just have to put back the kayak here, and then Jerry will answer our question. See what happens when I ask questions? That's why reporters get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, it's just, just be careful.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful being out on the water. It gives a sense of freedom. If you're in your own kayak, you can go where you want. Following the rules of the river, of course. But
right.
You're your own captain. It's and once you're out in the water, it's really quite clean. It's just salty. The Hudson is actually an estuary.
Wow.
But if it hasn't rained in a while, the water is very clean. On a hot summer day, take the water and cool oneself off, and you can take trips up and down the river to up to GW, down to Governor's Island.
That far?
Yeah, and like I said, I'd like to expose other people to see if they have that interest as well.
Jerry, I think it was like a year ago, wasn't it 2 years ago? Like a humpback whale was spotted near the GW bridge. Have you ever seen any wildlife like that?
I've never seen a humpback whale.
What's that?
I've never seen a humpback whale. I have seen a school of menhaden, bunker fish just jump out of the water next to our kayaks, and then the seabirds, like especially the osprey and the cormorants. You see those?
That's incredible, Jerry. Jerry, thanks for your time. What's your last name?
Sova, S-O-V-A.
Thanks again, Jerry. Take care. Sorry. Trying to get the best footage. Sorry. Wow, it's proving to be a very robust rally in March here. They had the street closed here along Frank Sinatra Drive. Police vehicles leading the march, and it looks like we'll be nearing the destination soon, and we'll be hearing from multiple speakers, including elected officials and speakers as well from the community organizations that have led, such as Fund for a Better Waterfront and the Hoboken Cove Hoboken Cove Kayak Community, I believe is the name. Forgive me if I misspelled or provided the incorrect information. But and Resilience paddle sports as well is participating. So again, thank you for everyone who's been joining us. I'll see if we can try to speak to a few more speakers, residents, I should say. Wow, did you create that?
I did not. The Fund for a Better Waterfront did.
Wow, it's really cool. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, the fish is saying you want to put it where?
Exactly.
And he's obviously
crazy. There's other alternative suitable sites. There's no reason.
Where do you think New York Waterway can place it?
I believe there's some locations further down past Pier A, and we can identify sites for them. There's no reason to keep it here. I think it's just an issue of cost for the Port Authority.
You know, the president of New York Waterway, Arthur Predor, right? He's from a different era, obviously, when Hoboken was an industrial town. He owned a trucking company. He worked on the waterfront, and he has said to us in interviews that Union Dry Dock represents the last piece of Hoboken's industrial legacy. How do you respond?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it may be the last piece of an industrial property, but the problem is Hoboken has changed. The state of New Jersey has changed. Hoboken is a completely different city than it was in the industrial age. We know that from the other piers. Times change, people have to adapt, businesses have to adapt, and we shouldn't have to sacrifice that valuable piece of property that can benefit the public health and welfare for Hoboken citizens.
Thanks so much for your time. And your name?
Lisa Biazzi.
Lisa, thank you. You're a Hoboken resident?
Yes, I am.
Thanks again, Lisa. Enjoy the march, okay? Back in a march for a little bit. We haven't been back here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening. A lot of drums, a lot of music. Hope you guys have been able to hear the interviews. That's a cool looking poster. pooches. There he comes. There he is. Yes, there he is. Why was it important to be here today?
Why?
Yes.
I was trying to just to participate in the endless battle against urban cancer. It's just, you know, next step, Hong Kong on the Hudson.
I don't either. I'm just.
Wow.
It's the process, man. So, you know, if you have any concern, you do what you can. I mean, you can try to vote, you can try to do what you can do, but sometimes it just means getting out there physically on the streets.
You know, Hoboken used to be an old industrial town, right?
Oh,
Used to
yeah.
remember on the waterfront with Marlon Brando?
Sure.
A lot of people seem to have nostalgia for that kind of Hoboken, but I guess that era is long gone.
Well, of course, it's long gone. Some of that was shot right around here, by the way.
Wow.
There are some scenes where you can see some of the, what used to be right up here.
Right.
Was all piers and docks, I mean, right down in this area, in fact.
Wow. And they employed a lot of people.
Well, sure. Also from the Heights, Jersey Heights. But, you know, times have changed. So the golden goose, this is the golden goose, and I'm afraid that, you know, this process is killing the golden goose. So that's part of the issue.
Thanks for participating with us on this Facebook Live. Your name?
Ira.
Ira, you're a Hoboken resident?
Yes.
For how long?
Over 20 years.
20 years.
20
Ira,
something.
That's great. Ira, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy.
Wow. Hope you guys have heard that a little bit better because we're not so close to the drummers and the band, high school band that is. But we'll be making our way back up to the march. And I see Peter Franco is still watching. Thanks for joining us, Peter. Give a shout out, share the video if you can to your followers. That'd be great. Got a lot of pooches out here today. They like walking in the street. Don't have to be restricted to the sidewalk. Wow, spectacular turnout. There may be as many as 500 people out here today. Showing their support to protect the Union Dry Dock from development, industrial development. Melted away, I think later today. It's supposed to get up to like 60 degrees, I think. Look at the guys with the, look at that, looks pretty cool. Let's ask these guys what they've been catching. They got their fishing poles out here today. All right. Let's see what they're catching. All right. That phone's on the green with me right now. Gentlemen, how are you? Mark from Hudson County View.
How are you?
We're Facebook live streaming the whole event.
Oh, awesome.
It's been a little bit tiring, but worth it.
Sure.
But you guys got your fishing poles. What are you hoping to catch today?
We're hoping to catch the attention of people that want to put this in so they don't put it here. Anywhere else but here.
Does that include the governor?
Yes, sir.
That would be a big catch, wouldn't it?
It would be the best catch of the day.
Big catch for sure.
The governor pays attention to this. He's doing the right thing.
And, you know, what do you say to this argument? I've asked other residents as well. The CEO of New York Waterway has said that, you know, because he used to work on the Hoboken waterfront when it was an industrial town, and that preserving Union Dry Dock for New York Waterway is a way to preserve Hoboken's industrial legacy. What do you say to that argument?
I think it's a lot of bunk. Industrial legacy isn't important. It's preserving what counts, which is the sand, which is the only one from from Washington Bridge all the way to Sandy Hook. That's more important for the people by far. Way
What
more
we say is fight for the Hudson.
Fight for the Hudson?
Fight for the Hudson.
I say.
Go ahead.
To preserve it for kayaking and fishing and so forth.
We're kayakers and fishermen.
Access to the river.
We want river access, we want clean water. That's what we're interested in. Yes,
Gentlemen,
sir.
thanks for your time, okay? Enjoy the rest of the day,
Thank
okay?
you, sir.
All right. We're having a little trouble here with our phone. We have to try to regroup here. Hold on, everyone. I don't know what's going on with the phone. It's attached to an Omni gimbal, so it might be swirling around. Hold on, let's see. Woo! You guys still with us? Wow, that Omni gimbal sometimes just acts up. So we just bear with us. Sometimes the technology isn't always reliable, as it's proven to be at this very moment, but we'll try to get it back in working order so that we can hear from all the speakers. And there is right there in the background, you can see here's Union Dry Dock, New York Waterway ferry there. In fact, Hoboken, we reported on, and other news outlets as well, reported on the fact that the town of Hoboken, I think Mayor Robbie Bala signed an order to stop any stop work order, that is, because a couple ferries, New York Waterway ferries that is, were docked here at Union Dry Dock, and it looked like some of the mechanics and other personnel were working in the ferry, so the city wanted to prevent that and they issued a stop work order. But let's see if we can make our way to the front here, because we're expecting the speakers to be right up here in front, so just bear with us again. Thank you. All right. Here we are. Seems like it's working better. Okay. Whoop. Where are the speakers going to be? Oh, Ron, the speakers will be right here? Okay, cool. Right here? All right.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That fits, right?
We're still live. We're still Facebook Live. Wow. So here we are at the end of the march. Speakers now will be speaking here at the podium. They got speakers set up, so you'll be hearing them nice. It'll be loud and clear. And here's everyone who's participating. Wow. Wow. So we're just going to stay camped here. Let me turn the camera around. Wow, so everyone's clapping. They made it. They walked, I guess it was more than a mile of walking from Pier 8 Park here to the Union Dry Dock site. And now we're just, people are starting to gather who participated in the march. They're making their way up front here so they can hear the speakers. And now speaking is Ron Hine, Executive Director for Fund for a Better Waterfront.
Any kids with signs, can we get them to come stand behind the podium, please? No adults allowed. How about those rockin' Red Wings? So back in 1990, there was a referendum on the Hoboken waterfront. Back then, the city of Hoboken and the Port Authority had a massive plan proposed for the waterfront. We challenged it in this referendum. Back then, we had no political support. Absolutely none. Today, it's a very different story. Mayor Bala and the entire Hoboken City Council is in favor of making Union Dry Dock a public park. We have the entire legislative district, number 33, behind us. Mayor Bala has also gotten Senator Sacco, Jersey City Mayor Steve Fulop, Hudson County Executive Tom DeGise, all behind us, all of them. So I would like to thank the elected officials who were able to show up for the march. We have with us freeholder Anthony Romano. We have Assemblywoman Annette Chaparro. We have council members Jen Giattino, Tiffany Fisher, Michael DeFusco, Jim Doyle. Who am I missing? So, Mayor Bala is providing leadership on this issue, which we think ultimately was going to lead to our success. So, I give to you Mayor Bala.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. How are we feeling today? Are we ready to save our waterfront? I just want to thank everyone for coming here on a Saturday morning, and the fact that we have so many people here on a Saturday morning starting at 10 o'clock at Pier A, marching up our waterfront to the boathouse is symbolic, but it also reflects how important and how crucial this issue is to the city of Hoboken. Let's think about what's at stake here. If we lose this property to a refueling station, you can say goodbye to kayaking. You can say goodbye to playgrounds where kids can breathe fresh air. You can say goodbye to the marine life that's finally making a comeback. The list goes on. But there is so much at stake with this property and with this area, from an environmental perspective, from a quality of life standpoint, from a good government standpoint, from saving our waterfront, and the years of and decades of effort that has been put into transforming this waterfront from what was once an industrial site to something that's publicly accessible and something that we can all enjoy, not just people in Hoboken, but people in the state, the region, and across the world. We want to keep it that way, and we want to make sure that this does not revert and take us into the past where it becomes a refueling and industrial site. I had a conversation with Senator Stack last night, and I just want to make sure that all of you know that he wanted me to express to you his unwavering support. He could not be here because of commitments to Union City, but he wanted to let you know his unwavering support for the people of Hoboken for this effort. So I want to thank Senator Stack for his commitment to working with us. I also want to commend Governor Murphy. He has been an advocate for the environment. He has been an advocate for banning offshore drilling to protect our coastline. He deserves applause for that. I want to applaud the governor's office. And we have been in discussions. We have been in very fruitful discussions. Governor Murphy has made his office available to my office and to the city of Hoboken to have meaningful discussions to find out or identify a pathway forward that respects all legitimate interests, including the public interests of the people of the city of Hoboken. So I want to extend my gratitude to the governor's office for these ongoing discussions and for really going above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that he stands with Hoboken and protects his record as a champion of the environment. I know Governor Murphy will have our back in this battle, believe me. And with that, I want to, we believe we have a number of other speakers. The legislature is so important in this fight. As Ron Hine had mentioned, we have not just myself, but we have a number of local mayors. Oftentimes, we can't agree on anything. But for once, we have County Executive DeGeese, Mayor Fulop, Mayor Sacco, Mayor Stack, and myself all coming together on this one issue to show that Hudson County is united. We are united on this issue. And to that end, I want to introduce another member of the General Assembly, Assemblywoman Annette Shapiro, who's been a champion on this issue. Annette, would you like to say a few words?
Good morning. What a perfect day to lead this rally. Look behind you, look behind us over there. We do not need that. That is ugly. We don't want that. We have such a beautiful waterfront, and that piece is missing, and it belongs to us. Thank you. I was born and raised in Hoboken. Hoboken is my only home, and I will fight with Mayor Bala, council members, everyone that's on board. Thank you, Fund for a Better Waterfront. Been a leader on this. We have to do this together. There's an amazing crowd. I believe that the governor is with us. I believe that Bala will lead us all the way. This is not going to end where that is going to stay there. We don't want it. Look at the waterfront. That's what's missing. Yep. This is our home. It's for the entire state. It's not just Hoboken that's enjoying it. There are so many people. As we were marching, you saw how many people were jogging, how many people were taking pictures. This is our home. This is what's missing, and this is what we need, and we're going to fight all the way. Thank you, Mayor Bala, for your leadership. We're going to continue to fight. Thank you.
So there's a number of environmental groups here that I'd like to give a shout out to. The Hudson River Fishermen's Association. We have Dan Harrison and Tim Burton from that organization, and they come from all up and down the Hudson River to come here and support us today. Thank you so much for being here. We also have the Hoboken Cove Community Boathouse. This is their home right here, and they have become ardent advocates for continuing the public park at this location, and they're out here every summer putting thousands of people into the Hudson River so that in this protected, safe area. Well, not in kayaks, of course. We also have the K Aloha Outrigger Canoe Club. We have Bike Hoboken here. The climate mobilization. So this event would not be successful without all these groups coming together. So the next speaker I'd like to introduce is from Resilience Paddle Sports. If you spend any time up here, you've probably seen her out there in her kayak or her paddleboard. It's Noelle Thurlow. Noelle is a force of nature, and she's also a student of the wildlife that resides in this area, and she also has become one of our leading advocates of preserving the Hoboken Cove. Noelle?
Oh, that was a good introduction. Thank you so much. So why should we care about this spot? I'm going to give you 3 or 4 basic reasons that are super important. For one, it's a public access site so that human-powered boaters, people can come with their own paddleboard or their kayak or their sailboat, whatever it is that's human-powered, they can access the water from this location. It's also an outdoor classroom. Many of you don't realize that in addition to doing paddling programs for children, we offer environmental education. Children can go into the water at this location with nets. They can explore the ecosystem. They can learn. It may encourage a career in STEM, and we need careers in STEM. We need kids that are interested in solving the problems of climate change in the future. these children may also be ferry captains one day, but this is their access point to the water, and it's the only access point that they have for miles and miles away. It's also a robust ecosystem. We've been conducting a biodiversity survey for the past 5 or 6 years, and we've identified over 80 species just in this little cove alone. There are important species like the ribbed mussels growing right on the Union Dry Dock. The ribbed mussels are filter feeders like oysters, and they are able to clean the water for us and balance out the ecosystem. This could be a site for full restoration, where we have eelgrass and we have a soft edge all around through here. If we put high-speed ferries in there, as proposed by New York Waterway, it will completely ruin the opportunity for restoration. It will make it far too dangerous to bring children or beginner paddlers into this area, and it will essentially block access to the water. The water belongs to all people. The water belongs to you. It belongs to the children. So we're not against New York Waterway here today. We want to work with them. We want them to come to the table. I urge Mr. Imperatori and his family, or whoever runs the company, come, please speak to us. We can create a solution that works for everyone so that we can have a fully shared waterfront. We also, exactly. we also call attention to the governor. This is a state issue at this point. We need your help to mediate the issue, bring all parties to the table, and find a solution that works. I urge the governor to consider, if he does nothing, if you do nothing, Governor, you will be remembered for that. You will be remembered for an issue that carries on to the future, where there's no water access, the water's polluted, where climate change creates other problems in a waterway where there's no protection. Or you could be remembered as the person that creates a sustainable future for our children. The governor that came up with like a perfect plan that could be a model for other cities around the world even. A sustainable plan where industry can flourish and people can have access to nature, children can have access to the water, and we can work together for a sustainable future.
John Miller, the president of the Hoboken Cove Community Boathouse, had to work today, so he's not with us, but he's certainly here with us in spirit. And Jennifer Cox from the Boathouse is our next speaker.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you to everybody who came out today. Thank you, Mayor. Governor, maybe you're going for motion. No, thank you for coming out. This is so important to us, and for the Boathouse and for Kealoha Outriggers, this is an incredible opportunity. As you can see, look, we've got people that are actually out on the water. This is not just a site that is accessed in the summer, although in the summer we serve about 6,000 people with free access to boats, kayaks, outriggers, surf skis, anything that you want to get on out there and be on the water. We do that in the summer. All of us participate. We actually provide this as a free service. So everybody in the Boathouse is actually also a volunteer, and we come out. I practically live here from April until about October. And then I have to find something to do for the winter. So one of the things that we do, I actually, unfortunately, I like Jersey City, but I live in Jersey City and I come up to Hoboken every weekend. That waterfront walk, being able to walk up here, see the fresh air, walk down the waterway, come up here. I'll bet you I post a picture in front of this open sandy beach probably about once every other week. This is a really important access point for all of us to be at. For if they take this out, we cannot successfully launch people. I will tell you, getting access to the water is very, very difficult for hand-powered craft. if you think about it, on the other side in New York, there's probably about 3 places that you can launch. If you look at this side, this is the spot. If you take this away from us, we have no access in Hoboken, in Jersey City, in Edgewater. It makes it impossible for us to get on the water. Exactly. So I strongly urge you to stay behind this. We are excited about keeping this waterfront, expanding this. We do not want to lose this great opportunity to be on the water. And as far as who comes, we come from Jersey City. We come from Hoboken. I have friends that come in and they're excited coming in from Brazil, from Hong Kong, from the West Coast, California, from South. Every time people come in, if they have anything to do with the water, they're looking for, how do I get on the water in New York? How do I get on the Hudson? When I came in here, I came in from Hong Kong. People were like, hey, do you really want to be on the Hudson? I would tell you this waterfront is beautiful. It's had its challenges over the year and it's been cleaned up. For us to bring in a diesel fuel refueling spot right here in this area that we've spent so much hard time, effort, and energy to clean up, and to then pollute it again would be very, very difficult. There are other options. Let's explore those options. Let's keep our waterfront. Let's keep this sandy beach open. Thank you.
So some of the people who best understand the value of a public waterfront in Hoboken are the people who live right here in this neighborhood. Some of them come here every day. They come with their children. They come with their dogs. It's just a tremendous resource. So someone who just lives a stone's throw from here is our next speaker, Leslie Florio.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you everybody who came out today. I'm here speaking on behalf of all the people, all of you who use Hoboken's waterfront. When I'm out here, I see people who live in this neighborhood. I meet people from across town who've come with their pets and their children. I meet people from neighboring cities who come with families for a day of respite from confines of city living. And I meet people from other countries who are here visiting the New York region. Hoboken waterfront is a destination in New Jersey. Hoboken's a city. It's vibrant. It's growing. In contrast to many of the cities in our state, which are losing population. And one of the large drivers of this economic success is our beautiful waterfront, which is the product of decades of planning. Hoboken has a unique population, as you can see today. People who are born and raised here, young professionals, families with children, empty nesters, and all of us meet at the waterfront, where everyone can run, bike, stroll, walk with pets, play with children, together in a clean and safe environment. So you've heard from other speakers today about all the reasons that New York Waterways facility should not be in the middle of this residential and spectacular waterfront park system. So let me ask, why would anyone consider putting an industrial operation in this location next to a playground, a skateboard park, college dormitories, and hundreds of residential units when there are viable options? Why would New Jersey Transit consider spending $12 million of funds that are so badly needed to improve our transportation system when there are viable options? And why would anyone want to jeopardize one of Hoboken, New Jersey's success stories? This is an environmental issue, it's a safety issue, it's a quality of life issue for all the people who use the waterfront. To quote others, this is our Central Park. This is Hoboken's High Line moment, right? Governor Murphy, be Hoboken's hero. Be the people's hero. Work with New York Waterway to find the appropriate location for this facility. The waterfront belongs to the people. Thank you.
there are postcards before you leave. You got to fill one out. Postcards that are going to be sent to Governor Murphy. So make sure there's going to be a couple people with clipboards and the postcards. All you have to do is write a short note and we'll mail them out for you. So before you leave, make sure you fill one out. And also just please stay in touch with our organization. It's easy to subscribe to our newsletter. We can keep you posted on the progress on this issue, and we can tell you what steps you can take next to either tweet to the governor or whatever. It's all on our website, and we're going to be keeping you all up to date. So our final speaker has been an inspiration to all of us. Sam Pessin of Friends of Liberty State Park has dedicated his life to preserving that park for the public and to prevent parts of it from being privatized from one proposal after another to commercialize the waterfront and make it private. We've faced a very similar battle here, and so I want to introduce to you Sam Pessin.
The Friends of Liberty State Park strongly support Union Dry Dock becoming an open space park for the public's use and enjoyment. We call on Governor Murphy, and I'm glad to hear that he's open to discussions with Mayor Bala. We call on the governor to do what is clearly the right thing, the fair and wise thing for the public good, the common good, and the public interest. Today we're standing up for the lives of urban people, and it's the governor's responsibility to listen to the voice of the people. He should know that public access to a green waterfront in this concrete and crowded area is the clear no-brainer choice. The governor must put the people first and not the stubborn desire of a company which can and should locate to the Lackawanna Terminal or elsewhere. Ron Hine and the Fund for Better Waterfront are visionary heroes for its 30 years of planning, advocating, and fighting for a green waterfront. Please give a cheer for Ron. Thanks also to the principled people's champions of Mayor Ravi Bala and Assemblywoman Annette Chaparro and Freeholder Anthony Romano. Thank you. A green waterfront will enrich the mental, emotional, and physical well-being of the residents of Hoboken, Hudson County, and visitors from everywhere. This waterfront, as well as that of Liberty Park, will set an international model of the spiritual power of urban open space. Green waterfronts are a necessary, peaceful sanctuary in our stressful society to clear our heads, recharge, have recreation, and strengthen our bonds with our families and friends. The president of New York Waterways, in the news story, actually stated that the ferry depot here will enrich the lives of New Jersey commuters, but public space here will enrich the lives of all of us. He also actually said that the depot here will add value to waterfront property. That's really small-minded nonsense. It will add value to his bank account, but the best way to add true value to this area is to make it a park and greenway. My father, Morris Pessin, the father of Liberty State Park, had the 1957 vision of transforming Jersey City's abandoned industrial waterfront into a beautiful park, and there's been many grassroots battles against privatization of the park behind Lady Liberty. Park supporters have opposed, as you are doing today, corporations who would put their profits ahead of the benefits to the majority. I do ask you today to please help Liberty Park by checking the Friends of Liberty Park's website to support the Liberty State Park Protection Act, which is in the legislature now. The value of this space cannot be measured in the dollars and cents of New York Waterways balance sheet. What is most important is the balance sheet of civilization's highest ideals and values. Environmental and social justice and people's quality of life must be the deciding factors. This waterfront, as others before me attested to, by right belongs to everyone, from the oldest senior citizen to the youngest child, to enjoy the serenity and the beauty of a transformed waterfront. So Governor Murphy, please listen to the people and not the well-connected. Industry walled off this waterfront in Hoboken and Jersey City for many decades, and the time is now to complete and not destroy the vision of a riverfront park. Thank you.
Thank you all again. Thank you very much. Well, don't forget to fill out a postcard before you leave.
Sorry.
Thanks for your support.
Hold on, everyone. We'd just like to ask Mayor Robbie Balla one question. Hold on 1 second. Mayor, thanks again. Just one follow-up question. We're still live, our audience. We're still live. You mentioned you've been working with Governor Murphy's office. Do you expect him to make an announcement soon on this issue?
No, Governor Murphy's office has been a facilitator of productive discussions so that we can hopefully reach an amicable resolution. One option for the state of New Jersey is to simply respect home rule and let the process run its course. That might be an outcome as well. But, we don't expect any announcements soon. The governor's been very helpful to the city of Hoboken, to its residents, in really taking this issue seriously and going above and beyond the call of duty to have discussions with my office to really try to get a hold and understand the position of the people of Hoboken. So we do commend the governor for that.
Sure, but you don't expect an announcement anytime soon with the next few weeks, for example? You don't expect an announcement?
I'm not aware of any announcement coming from the governor's office in the near future. I really just can't speak to that one way or another.
It's just, you've been in, just one follow-up question. Is it, what's proven to be the really sticking point? Why is a decision being delayed? What's proven to be the sticking point? Is it because New York Waterway refuses to relent on giving up this property? They feel that they can't move to any other location?
Yeah, I think a big challenge is trying to find an alternative to this property that would meet the interests of both the residents of Hoboken and the public interests, the environment, public safety, preserving our waterfront, as well as meeting the regional mass transit needs that are facilitated through ferry mass transit operations. So an alternate location is something that's being explored actively. There's the possibility of decoupling the uses, for example, having a refueling facility at one location and a maintenance and repair facility at another location. So we're looking at all possibilities, but we definitely know for sure that there are other possibilities other than Union Dry Dock.
Mayor, thanks again for your time.
Okay.
Thank you. Again, everyone, this wraps up the. You just heard from Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala. Thank you, everyone who participated. We've been live for over an hour already since we started at Pier 8 Park, and the march culminated here at Union Dry Dock. And you just heard from Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala. We asked him, because he said during the press conference that his office has been in contact with the governor's office, can Hoboken residents, can the public expect a decision, hear a public announcement from the governor, Phil Murphy, it is, about what ultimately will happen with Union Dry Dock. As you heard the mayor said, he doesn't expect an announcement anytime soon, but that nonetheless he and the governor's office have been in constant communication. So again, thank you for everyone who participated. We are going to end this Facebook Live stream now, but be sure to catch us on the next live stream. In fact, Monday night is North Bergen Mayor Nick Sacco's election rally Monday night, not too far from Town Hall in North Bergen, and we should be going live there as well. So be sure to join us. Take care.